Well, hello heroes and villains, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. This video marks the first critter for the Libraries of Dragons Readathon. Now let me just talk about the critters and the readathon, so if you already know about this, you can just skip ahead. But if you aren't really sure what's happening on my channel, let me get into it. This is a part of my readathon, the Library of Dragons Readathon, which is a Dungeons & Dragons based readathon I created last year in November. And I'm finally going to be getting to something that I've been kind of working on for a few weeks, months now. If you don't know what a critter is pretty much just a small dragon. I just wanted to call them critters because it's Kathy's cute critter cafe. I just wanted to be all C's, so I just named them critters. They're just small variations of dragons, ranging from tiny, small, and medium. So all of them are around this, the biggest size is around this big, so they don't get that big, and then the smallest is like this small. Depending on the species and everything, they will be different sizes. I already mentioned that critters are completely optional, so you do not have to actually adopt critters. They are completely for aesthetic purposes only. You are only getting this because they are cute. You are not getting this because they serve any purpose otherwise. So if you want to save your gold and you just don't want to do the prompts, then don't worry about doing these. But if you want to adopt little dragons, then go ahead and do it. In order to get your critter, you have to do two different things. One, you have to spend 1 gold. This is the adoption fee, so if you want to do this, you have to at least give a gold away for this. So make sure you mark off 1 off of your currency tracker, so that way you know that you actually adopted it. And then you will also be fulfilling a prompt. Now the prompts are usually going to be non-book based, so you could do these without reading any books. I wanted to make sure this is easier for us. I want this to be something that, you know, self-care, something that you can do outside of the reading space. They could still have bookish themes to them, but they will not have you reading a book itself in order to complete it. The Critter Cafe is essentially the same as a cat cafe. You can go and relax and have tea, coffee, etc. And then there's a separate area that you can like hang out with a little bit of dragons. You can pet them, you can interact with them, or you could just kind of spend time with them. And if you could also adopt them if you want, but like I said, that is completely optional. So let me just get into the first dragon and talk to you about that. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about how you can track this. The names that I give them are temporary, so just letting you know that you don't have to keep the name. I'm just naming them temporarily to make it easier for myself when I describe them. So let's get to the dragon and talk about the first one that you can adopt for this part of the readathon. There's only going to be 1 in this video, although there's going to be a second one that's going to be released this month, so keep an eye on that. But we're going to talk about the first one that we're going to be able to adopt today, and that is the dragon Stuffy. Stuffy is a shadow dragon, more commonly known as the puppet dragon, which is a shadow dragon species. Their color is unknown and their gender is unknown because they are technically not really a physical dragon. Puppet dragons are very elusive due to the fact that they are literally just shadows. They do not have physical forms, they cannot be studied, and so these are very difficult to not only find, but to learn more about. Regardless if it's light or dark, their shadow form will always be there. Even if there's a source of light directly put onto them, they will still be physical, or at least visible, I should say. If they're in a dark room though, it might be hard to find them because they will be blending in with the darkness around them. So they really do like to be in dark environments because it makes them feel safe, but they don't mind like dimly lit areas either. The reason why this species of dragon is referred to the puppet dragon is because it usually likes to take on a host. It likes to control something in order to have a physical form and gives it more comfort in doing so. The most common thing that they like to take control over are stuffed animals because they are pliable, they're easy to move because they are made with stuffing and cloth that's easy for them to maneuver with, and it's also very similar to their own physical forms because they are technically similar to the shape of a real dragon. It's just that they aren't really a physical form of it. So taking on a stuffed animal that has 2 legs and 2 arms is their most common host, I guess you could say. Sometimes they will try different types of stuffed animals, kind of see what they like the most, and then they kind of choose a favorite, one that they will stick with for a long time, if not indefinitely. So make sure you give them a little bit of options so they can try them and see which one they like the most. I mean, they could technically choose like a squishmallow, but then they won't be able to move. So I would say anything that they can at least have 2 arms, 2 legs, at least something that they can walk on, they would prefer the most. And despite the fact that they're a little bit eerie sometimes in certain environments and they're completely silent, it is a little bit scary, maybe if you're home alone and you just see movement or there's a stuffed animal walking around, but they are completely harmless. They have nothing they can do to you because they have no physical form, they cannot hurt you. If they possess something that might be dangerous, maybe. That hasn't been documented though, so hopefully that never happens. It has never been documented for them to possess or puppet something that is bigger than their physical bodies. So they cannot take over a person, they cannot take over a huge stuffed animal, or any type of appliances are too big, but they are sometimes known to take over appliances. So if your toaster starts to go off, it might just be the puppet dragon. How Stuffy was found is that someone went behind the library and was putting something in the dumpster and they saw movement within. And for a second they thought it was something I thought was alive, and then they realized it was a teddy bear. The teddy bear was moving and they found it to be very strange until they realized this might be the elusive shadow dragon that possesses these things. So they decided to take it with them, and the teddy bear was old, frail, it looked like it was fraying, a very old, maybe even loved teddy bear at one point, and it seemed like Stuffy was taking hold of this and keeping it as a host because maybe this was his favorite, despite the fact that he was thrown out. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if they didn't mean to do it. I don't know if maybe the child that this teddy bear was owned from maybe just grew out of it. Regardless, now Stuffy is in the cafe and now can be adopted and be put into a new home and hopefully be loved for eternity. In order to adopt Stuffy, other than the 1 gold fee, you can also do 3 different things. One of them is the easiest one, which is to share your favorite stuffed animal on Discord. So on the Library of Dragons Readathon Discord, just share your favorite stuffed animal. You can also do one that you think Stuffy would like, or whatever you want to do. Your favorite, one from your childhood, one that you think Stuffy would like, any of the above. If you also don't want to do anything on Discord, there's 2 different things you can do. You can either read a favorite book from your childhood. So for me, like Magic Treehouse, I used to read those all the time. This could also be a picture book. It doesn't have to be a big book. So this could be a very fast, like Rainbow Fish, anything you want, just something from your childhood. Or you can watch a favorite movie or an episode of a TV show from your childhood as well. Like a Disney movie from your childhood, you can watch an episode of like Franklin or anything that you watch as a child. So any of these prompts can work. You can do all of them, you do one of them, it doesn't matter to me, whatever one you want to do. Once you do the gold fee and you do the prompt, you can adopt Stuffy. I do have a perfect stuffed animal for this, and that is the one my boyfriend got me. My boyfriend and I used to be a long distance relationship, and we got each other stuffed animals. I gave him 2 and he gave me 2, and he actually got a dragon one from a carnival game and he gave it to me, and I find it to be endearing. Her name is Belle, and this is her. She's a little dragon. So if I gave one for Stuffy, it would be this one. If you do the prompt, if you do the gold fee, then you have Stuffy. You have adopted them officially, although there is something I wanted to do to kind of have you keep track of it. Instead of having an Excel sheet, I wanted to do something different. I also made a stamp collection sheet. So essentially every time you adopt a dragon, you can put a stamp down on the sheet of paper. There are 14 spots because I'm going to be doing 2 before the next year, and then I'm going to be doing maybe 12 next year. I would like to do either 1 a month or 2 every other month, depending on seasons and depending on types of dragons. I'm going to be randomizing the element so that the element will be decided based off of that, and then we're going to be doing a special element that doesn't exist. So maybe that's one that's based off of a holiday, or maybe one that's unknown, etc. Every single time you complete one, you can put the stamp on the stamp collection sheet. I have it so that you can have the PNG file, so you can kind of do it yourself. So if you have a digital journal, you can just put the stamp on yourself and put them in any order you want. Worst case scenario, I'll just make a stamp sheet that already has the things filled out, and you can just kind of save those. So that's what I'm going to be doing in case people cannot do a digital version. Hopefully that's not too difficult. I wanted it to be something a little bit cuter to keep track of them and not just have an Excel sheet. The Google Drive will have everything that you need. They'll have the document, the adoption form, the stamp cards, everything you need. So like I said, if you want to go in there, you can do that. This can be done in any order at any time. There are no limits to how many you can get. There's obviously you can only get 1 version of every single critter, but there's more than just one, so every single person can get one. It's not just, you know, 1 person only. So you can get 1 of each. Only 1 though, unfortunately. So with that, that's all for this video. This one's a pretty short one because it's just kind of introducing what critters are and giving you the first one. I'm going to be releasing these randomly. I would usually just put this in a document, but I think that some people don't really use Discord and stuff, so I think this will be easier to make short little videos for these dragons, and I'm excited to be making these in the future. In 2025, I'm going to be doing less side quests and less chapters, so that way I can do more critters and more events, because it's just too much to do 2 chapters and 2 side quests in a year. It's a bit too much for me. So the next chapter will be December, and then after December I will let you know what the schedule is. It's going to be a lot less and a lot less overwhelming, so if you need to catch up, it's a perfect time to do so because I'm going to be lessening it for next year. But with that, I'm going to end the video off here. If you want, you can look forward to the next critter that's going to be coming out before Halloween. It's going to be more of a Halloween based kind of one, so if you're looking forward to that, keep an eye out. I hope you all enjoy Stuffy. I love making him. The reference for the stuffed animal on this Stuffy, you know, thing is actually one that is off Etsy. This was referenced. I did not make this up myself. This is actually a design that you can download off Etsy. Obviously they pay a few dollars, but you can get the crochet design. So if you want to actually crochet one of these, there are designs on Etsy to get them. Just look up dragon crochet whatever and it should pop up. So if I could crochet, I might do it, but I'm not going to do it because I do not need a new hobby. Definitely not today. I hope you have a great time. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you're having fun with the concept of these like critters. I'm having a really fun time making them, and there's some amazing ideas off of my Discord, so I'm really excited to be continuing to make these and just having more ideas kind of flow through me. I already know what's going to be for December. I am excited about it, and I hope you are too. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great reading month, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.